I'm going to record the whole thing. And I'm also going to talk to you guys about our news coming up for June. For starters, if you are a brand new coach and you are interested in going to Coach Summit is in July in Indianapolis, and you are invited. I can get you all the information if it's something you want to do, but it's our big coaching convention. We've rented 3 houses. We're all staying together. It is going to be so much fun. It is July. We have the house the 10th through the 15th, Wednesday to Monday, but the event is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you guys are interested in going to that, just message me. We can get you the hookup and get you set up to go. The news for June, I'm just going to roll through them. There is a Summer Strong Challenge Pack promotion all month long. Any challenge pack that is $150 or more is going to be $20 off. So that will be reflected in your commission, but $150 challenge packs or more, so like our normal $160 all access challenge pack is only going to be $140. What does that mean for us other than like it's cheaper when we talk to people? Anyone you've ever talked to about our $160 challenge pack, you can go back and talk to them and say that it is $20 off this month. It is $140. They very rarely do those kinds of deals. Maybe like once a month, 1 month every year, they'll do that. So that's definitely a great way to go back and follow up with people. 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme updates. So starting tomorrow, the new 21-day fix and extreme workouts will be available on demand for any on-demand members, okay? And the Fix 8 Volume 2 cookbook will be a standalone purchase on teambeachbody.com. So if you want to go purchase the like Volume 2 cookbook, that'll be there. Also debuting on tomorrow are the 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme challenge packs. So those will be available starting tomorrow as well. You can go to FAQ 5234 for more information on those. To Be Mindset. There's a new 30-day meal plan and 16 new recipes that have launched for To Be Mindset. So if you are a To Be Mindset user or you've got people that are, let them know that there are there's a new 30-day meal plan and 16 new recipes. And it comes with the challenge pack this month. If someone's purchasing the challenge pack, they get $20 off the challenge pack as well as these new assets. If you're going to Summit, there's an opportunity for a photo opportunity with the super trainers. So every year they do super trainer photos, and it's usually like split in between 2, and you get to pick which group of super trainers you want to go see. Last year I saw Shaun T, Autumn, Joel and Jericho, and Sagi. And there was another one with like Tony Horton, Shailene. I don't remember who else. There was another group of super trainers as well. So to qualify for the photo ops, you must qualify for Success Club in June and be one of the top Success Club point earners in one of the 4 groups. I don't know what that means, so let me get some more info real quick. Group 1, top 200 Success Club point earners with a lifetime rank of Star Diamond or higher. Group 2 is top 300 Success Club point earners with a lifetime rank of Diamond. 300 Success Club point earners with a lifetime rank of Ruby or lower. And top 200 Success Club point earners who have enrolled as a coach since last summit. So new coaches since last summit. So that's a lot of opportunity there. If you're going to go to Summit, just push as hard as you can with Success Club and you can get those photos. It's fun. You get a few minutes with each of the trainers, and it's Beachbody's professional photographer. So those are fun photos.
Top earners only in June. Top earners of June June.
Yeah. Morning Meltdown 100. Have you guys seen this? The Morning Meltdown 100. If you haven't seen this yet, like go look it up. It's on YouTube. but Morning Meltdown 100 is our new program that's going to be launching this summer. It is with Jericho. Jericho is the trainer from Core de Force, was her last program she did with Joel. She's a badass, let me tell you that. She's amazing. Total girl crush on her. She's down to earth. Her workouts are so fun. It's nothing like you've ever done before. This workout's very, very different. They've got a DJ in the room, and she's got the DJ working with her, like to turn up the music when it's necessary, turn it down when it's not. The music is amazing. It's going to be a combination of high-intensity cardio and resistance training. Workouts are 20 to 30 minutes a day, and they will be every day for 100 days. So it is a program for those who are ready to commit and really get results. This is going to be my postpartum workout, and I'm so excited for it. It's going to, VIP early access is going to kick off July 29th. It's going to come out on Beachbody On Demand October 1st. So October 1st, here I come. I can't wait. What?
We're not going to be ready October 1st.
I'm going to be close. I'll be like 2 weeks postpartum.
So you have a whole other month after that.
I will be prepping. I will be doing something at that point. So Morning Meltdown, let's see. Coaches can start purchasing July 1st through the 15th for early access, so that you have access to the resources to share about it with your teams. I definitely recommend early access to coaches because it gets you the ability to share about it before anybody else does. Also, it gives you the opportunity to be in a coach test group with Jericho. So Jericho will lead a Facebook group specifically for the coaches that are doing her program first. And you'll get to like ask her questions. She'll give you tips, walk you through the meal plan. So that way, when you have challengers that want to do it, you really, really understand the program. That way you can teach me when I go to do it. Energize Lemon Stick Packs launch in the UK. That starts tomorrow as well. July Super Weekend, right after Summit, July 26th, 27th, and 28th is our Super Weekends. There is an event near you, wherever you are. There should be a market council in your area. For example, we're in Charleston, and I have a market council here, so we have the Super Saturdays here. There's some in Miami, there's some in Tampa, there's some in Orlando. I don't know. Where are you guys from? Christine, where are you from?
Upstate New York.
Oh, like
Saratoga Springs area.
Okay. I don't know where. Albany. There's one in Albany then, right? Yep. So Albany would be your closest, probably your closest one. Ashley's actually moving there in like 3 weeks, so you could go together to the July Super Saturday. Allison, where do you live? Iowa. Charlotte. Charlie, I have no idea where yours would be, but we can definitely look it up.
I'm in Somerville.
You're right here with me?
Yes.
Why didn't I realize that? Okay, well, you are coming with me to ours then in July.
Okay.
And Daisy, where are you from?
Oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, there's a Buffalo Super Saturday as well. So we've got a ton of coaches in Buffalo. So there's a good group that you would go with up there. And Charlie, I will have to find out about Iowa because I have no idea. If you go to FAQ 9792, you'll be able to get more information about that if you're interested. Then there's something just for the UK. Okay, that's all the announcements I have for right now. And we're going to jump into working, okay? We're going to work for an hour-ish or until my children tell me I can't work any longer. And I'm going to attempt to share my screen while we do this. Oh, goodness, everything is like popping up. I have like 45 windows open. I'm actually coming up to Buffalo. I just booked my flight this morning. I'm from Buffalo, so I'm coming up there June 25th.
It is still super cold here, just a heads up.
I was at the beach here and it's been 100 for the past 4 days. It's been crazy here. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen.
Won't stop raining.
That's what my mom said. She's like, I look at the weather every morning and I seriously get so pissed off just looking at your weather. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. This is an hour and 7 minutes. We'll try and do the whole thing if we can. Heather is a super successful coach and she has put together like a little power hour that I did share this in the team page yesterday, but if you didn't have access, I figured might as well just do it together. I'm going to continue to work while we do this, so don't mind all the notifications that might start popping up. Hopefully, maybe I can shut off the chat at least. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me try and shut off this chat box. How do I shut it off? Can I do that? Okay, here. Maybe? Maybe? Why isn't this working? Okay. We'll worry about it later if it comes down to it.
Hour. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to hop on.
Can you guys hear this okay?
As you are hopping on, tell me where you're from.
Yes.
Say hi. Let me know you're here. Tell me also, in addition to where you're from, maybe what personal development are you reading right now?
We can answer the same questions in our chat box.
That you are reading. And while we are waiting on people to hop on, I am going to kind of introduce myself a little bit. My name is Heather Shipley, and I am a fairly newer coach. I started coaching in February 20th to be exact, so February 2018. So I have been a coach for a little bit over a year. And I am a full-time working mom. So I am a professor at the University of Alabama. I teach business communication. So I teach my students how to interview, and really their tests are like learning to write emails, because believe it or not, kids these days don't know how to do those things. So that's what I do. I teach business communication at the University of Alabama, Roll Tide. And what else? My husband is an accountant, and my daughter is 6. And I don't know if any of you guys are shout out to dance moms in here, but it's recital week for my daughter. So every night for like 5 hours, we've been at the theater for her practicing for that. So that's been fun. So that is a little bit about who I am. As far as coaching goes, my team actually went from inception in February of 2018 and ended the year in 2018 elite. And so actually 7-star elite. So that we had kind of a whirlwind year. And so I am going to take you guys through an action hour today. I'm an extreme introvert, but when I get on things like these, I talk probably too much. So today I'm actually going to try not to talk. I've got notes and I've got actions for us to take. And so we are going to get to work. Really quick, I want to show you guys the resources that I use for, I said, my systems and secrets. Here's the secret: there are no secrets. And so I'm going to show you guys the stuff that I use every single day, and I'm going to take you through an actual action hour that I use with my team as well. So first things first, I have a little notebook, and this is what I use every day. I do a brain dump, because I think, especially shout out to those of you still working full time and doing Beachbody as well and trying to build thriving businesses. I think if we don't take responsibility and inventory for our time, we end up saying, I'm busy. I'm so busy. I have so much to do. And we wear busy like this badge of honor. And all of us are busy, our own kind of busy. But for me, it's doing the brain dump every day. And then I also inventory my day. So I write down my day from like 5:30 in the morning all the way until the night every day. And I say the things that I have to do. So like this action hour is on here, getting ready, taking my daughter to school, cleaning the house, whatever it is that I have to do, I take inventory of my time. So instead of saying I'm busy and I have so much to do, I'm organized and take responsibility, and I can find those pockets in the day to do these actions. So I use that, I do my brain dump, I write down my personal development reflections in there as well. And then you guys have the action hours this year. You are no stranger to this document, hopefully. And if you don't know where to find it, I'm gonna tell you to Google it. Just Google Beachbody Success Club System Business Activity Tracker. And this is what I did. So before we'll call it the BAT came out, I actually used my own system called Slay the Day. And so it's on here. And I was in the test group that was, they asked for people who were working full-time or building a Beachbody business part-time. And so I was in that group that got to help develop and test out the BAT, and it actually does work. But before I did the BAT, I did this Slay the Day, and I'm going to explain what that is. I'll post it in the group. But for the business activity tracker, it's a weekly tracker. So what I did is I calculated how many weeks were left in this year, and I think it's like 32 at this point. So I did one BAT because that's for the whole week, and then I do 5 Slay the Days after that. So a BAT and a Slay the Day for every week of the year. And I'm going to kind of talk you guys through that. And as we do our action hour today, we will be going through these tracking systems. So first things first, you will notice on mine, there are things highlighted here. So there are things in the business activity tracker that I do throughout my day and not necessarily during my action hour. I have taken the things out of the action hour that I feel like I really can work in pockets of time and in the morning and as I do my workouts. And these are the things that I focus on during the action hour because nothing drives your business more than inviting. There's no way I would have gone from starting out as a coach to ending the year elite without inviting. And the 2 to 3 times that I haven't invited in my business, I saw the repercussions of that. So inviting and consistency in inviting is really, really super important. So like I said, working full time, I don't necessarily have an average day. That's why I do take the inventory of that day, but I do have daily non-negotiables. And so what those are to me are the vital behaviors, and personal development and being a product of the product. I do those outside of my action hour, of course. And then invite and connect as well as celebrating, I do those inside my action hours. So that is what I'm going to talk about today. In terms of inviting, I do invite on average. My goal is usually 250 invites or touches per week. And the first question that I usually get is, how do you find that many people to invite? If you've ever said it, how do you find that many people to invite? I'm running out of my warm market, and the only people who follow me are other coaches. And I know those things just because I've either said them myself or I have had other coaches say them to me. Also, if you guys have questions as we're going through the action hour, do comment them. I will go back through the comments. But we are just going to get started, okay? I've talked enough. So for the action hour, the very first thing in that is initiate connections and add followers. And so, like I said, how do I find 250 people to invite every single week? And the reality of that is, if you're not expanding your network, connecting with new people, and getting new eyes on your page, you're not going to be able to invite 250 people. You're going to have the same people looking at your stuff week in and week out, and you can only invite those same people so many times. So for the first 5 minutes, what I want you to do, and I've broken this down into the 60 minutes. So for the first 5 minutes, I want you to expand your network. And what I mean by that is go to other pages. So if you want to go to a friend, like one of your friends, and dive into their friend and their friend. Kate Schultes did an action hour and she talked about that strategy. Or for me, I think about who was I before I found Beachbody. And so for me, I was a mom who was exhausted, sitting on the couch, probably in my sweats, And my daughter used to beg me to go outside and jump on the trampoline. And it was always too hot or too cold, or mommy was too tired. And I just think back about, I had no energy hardly to get through the day. But y'all better believe, she was probably 5 at the time, my daughter looked good. I live in Alabama, and so there's this phrase like, the bigger the bow, the closer to God. And so I may have looked a hot mess, but my daughter looked put together. And so my strategy when I started this, and up at the top of the bat, it does talk about what's your why and who's your target market. And for me, my target market is moms looking for more and women ready to work and to be the light. Those are my 2 target markets. So what I do is I go to, my daughter used to, she's decided to retire it, but she liked to wear Matilda Jane. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. There are other little girl clothing brands like Eleanor Rose and things like that. So I will go to the Matilda Jane page, and those are my people, right? Those are other moms who are dressing their daughters cute, but there's probably a good chance that their mom's looking for more. And so I go there, and here's a tip, is don't go to just their followers, because you don't know if that page has 100,000 followers, how many of those followers are actually active. So I want you to go to their last post, whatever their latest post was in the last 24 hours. The people who have liked or commented on that, those are active Instagram users. So those are the people that you need to be following. So expand your network, go to people, places, brands, friends of friends that you can follow. So do that, 5 minutes. All right, and if you're just joining, we are expanding our network. We are using the business activity tracker, and we are initiating connections and adding followers. Also, and I know other people have said this, you want to be careful not to go to Instagram jail. So you only want to follow about 50 people in 1 hour, or you will get Instagram blacklisted. So make sure you don't do any more than 50 during this 5 minutes. Another really neat resource, I only take 5 minutes to do this because I sometimes will utilize the Captivate, and I do the local queue. I know Sydney Thompson came in here and did an amazing training in the Champions page about expanding your network and how to grow your Instagram. So if you haven't seen that, definitely watch it. But you can still utilize Captivate using the local queue. So about once or twice a week, I will do this for like an hour and add a ton of people to my local queue. So during my power hours, all I have to do is follow 50, and it would take me literally 30 seconds, and I have more time to invite. I don't write them down when I add them, I just add them. So just be cognizant of, make sure, maybe count in your head or something like that, but don't do more than 50. Also, it is a good idea to probably scope out their page. You know, if I go to a brand and I'm looking at people and I'm like, oh, she looks fine, scope out their page and make sure they're not already a Beachbody coach, because you don't want to be expanding your network in our network. You want to expand your network outside of the coach network. So make sure they're not a coach already. And it's crazy. I do that, and I still actually will send a hey girl to a coach. And if you get a hey girl from me, it's because I can't tell on your page that you're a coach and that you have something to offer. So anyways, check people out. Right now, we are just expanding our network. So you want to go follow people, places, people that check into places, people that like the brands that you like. You can even do like, I'll do some authors, but you want to like, do not go to Rachel Hollis. They're all people who do the same kind of thing that we do. You know, authors, bloggers, the people on The Bachelorette are my homegirls. The next Bachelorette is from Alabama, so roll tide again. And so we are just expanding our network. And we have about 30 more seconds. All right, okay. So the next thing after we have expanded the network, what if the account is private? I follow those people anyways. Like if they're part of your tribe, like if you've gone to a brand or a page and you feel like they could be part of your tribe, the chances of somebody with a private profile being a coach are probably slim to none. And if you're on here and you're a coach and your profile is private, get it public ASAP. So if they're private, I still follow them if I feel like they're a part of my tribe. Now, also another tip, you want your followers and your following on Instagram, you want your following number to be at or lower than the number of followers that you have. So I've seen some people that have like 1,200 people they're following, but they only have 700 followers. You want to get that number equal. So I tell my coaches during that expand your network time, if your number is out of whack, utilize that expand the network time to unfollow and get that number back. So before I taught business comm at the university, I was in corporate marketing and I did social media branding and things like that. And so if you're following more people that are following you back, the Instagram algorithm kicks in and it tells Instagram that you're not engaging or interesting and you're following a lot, but people aren't following you. So you want to make sure that that number is either equal or you're following less people than are following you back. So that's just a tip. All right, the next thing, we're going to get to work. So we are going to now, for the next 10 minutes, invite from likes. So I want you to go to, if you're doing your job, and since I became a coach on February 20th, I have not missed one single day. And so I post, and not every day, you want to be, your social media needs to be beyond Beachbody, but I haven't not shown up on social media a single day, 7 days a week since I started coaching. So if you're doing your job, you're going to have a recent post, and I want you to go to that post and invite from your likes. Even better than just a regular day post, those transformation posts. In my business, I try to do a Transformation Tuesday, a side-by-side Sunday, and another day, like a Throwback Thursday or a face-to-face Friday, that kind of thing. You guys see my to-do list notes. I'm all about lists. But go to your most recent transformation or any post that got likes, and I want you to invite all of those people. And if you've invited them before and they didn't respond, I want you to send a follow-up. And I'm going to give you guys start working, and as you're working, I'm going to give you some tips about the invite. I think this process is the most overthought part of what we do. And if you have gotten results from this and this has changed your life, I always tell my girls, you've got to get to the point where it's not about you. When it's less about you and more about them, and you change your mindset to sharing the gift that this is, it becomes a lot less scary because it's not about you, it's about them. For me, there are other Heathers sitting on their couch that need this gift and solution that we can provide. And so my team name is called Faith Over Fear. So I just take the fear out of it and just do it, because there are people that need what we have to offer. So I'm going to read you guys my Hey Girl. Don't use it because it's not going to work if it's not in your voice. But I'll show you a formula so you guys can create your very own Hey Girl as well. So I say, hey girl, thank you for following along on my faith and fitness journey. I wanted to see if you're not already, if you'd be into joining one of my challenge groups to grow in confidence and faith and get healthy from the inside out. We'll focus on nutrition, motivation, accountability, working out, and support. Let me know if you or anyone you know would be into it. I'd love to have your, and then compliment them, positivity or something in the group. So you want it to be your own style. So formula is you've got to greet them. So hey girl, hey girlfriend, hey lady, whatever, just put their name in there, but greet them. Then you want to thank them for following along on your journey. Jessica asked, do you send the invite even if they've never liked before or ever talked to them? Absolutely. If this is the first time that they've liked your post, they should get a hey girl. Because I look at it this way. If you go to my Instagram profile, it is very clear what I do, who I am, and what I'm about from my little profile, whatever it's called, description, and my post. And so if you've liked my post, and you guys, as we go through this, it's going to be likes, people watching your stories, and people following you. If somebody has liked me, they are either interested in supporting my journey, or they're interested in doing it, but they're afraid because the intimidation fear factor is totally mutual. So yes, if they've liked your stuff, they have engaged with you in some way, they're totally fair game. So don't overthink this. If they like your picture, they get a hey girl. If they've liked it before, they get a follow up. Okay, so that's my formula for the hey girl. And then my follow up is short and simple. So if you go to your likes and there's somebody you've already hey girled, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do next? You send them a short and sweet follow-up message. My follow-up, I actually don't even say anything about my challenge group or anything like that. And I, again, with communication, word choice is really important here. So you want to make sure that not every sentence ends in an exclamation point because that is salesy. So you want like every other sentence to have one. And what else? And I have text replacements. If you guys don't use text replacements, Google it and do it yesterday. It saves me so much time. And so this one, I say checking to see if you got my invitation above. That word's important because when you say invitation, they're like, wait, what did she invite me to? So I have to they scroll up and they look and then they go look at your page. And they're like, who is this girl? So I said, checking to see if you got my invitation above. I don't want to bug you. I just want to thank you for your support and for following along in my journey. And most of the time it prompts people to actually respond like, oh my gosh, you weren't bugging me at all. I love your stuff. Your transformation's great. And then we can start a relationship or conversation. Or they're like, I responded in my head, #busymomlife. And then I can connect that way. Like, yeah, me too, girl. And then I get to know them and find the solution to their problem. So, all right, keep inviting from likes. And also it depends on kind of where I am in my business. But sometimes when I'm inviting, if they like my stuff and I feel like they would make a really great coach, I may send a coach invite. But typically I do challenge group invites. And I utilize the text replacements, and so I just put in IGHG, and then it'll populate with my invite. Also wanted to show you guys, I also use the Ashley Feldison method of using the notebook to invite. So what I do, and I'm not doing it right now because I'm talking and walking you guys through here, but in a typical power hour, like I said, I try to do 250 on average per week. So I do 50 5 days a week. And you want to pick a number that you're comfortable with. So if 50 is overwhelming to you, the purpose of this is not to do 50 one day and then never do it again for another 2 weeks or whatever. You want to pick a number that you can consistently do day in and day out, Monday through Friday. So for me, that number is 50. So I line my notebook 1 through 50, and as I send these invites out, I would be writing their Instagram handles or their names if I'm doing Facebook on here. And then when we get to the next part, it'll be on here. So I'm not doing that today. I may go back and put them in there. But typically I do write down who I invite, or in my sleigh today, so this is my one from today, which I will do today. I have right here, this is really just the business activity tracker broken into one day. And so for me, I have, this is touches or invites. And so there's 50 right here because that's my goal. I have today's personal development and a key takeaway, because I think you need to do more than check boxes. You need to learn from what you do. And then this is where my product or the product comes in. I have today's workout and then my shake and performance. So I put that there. One of my struggles is drinking enough water. So I actually track that as well. And then other to-dos, so following 100, and then this other stuff we are going to talk about. It's part of the Power Hour today. And then posting on your timeline and on your stories, and I'll talk about that. Today's wins and some other things. So I will talk about all of this, but you can just track them with check marks or write them down in the notebook or whatever. I kind of do both. So. All right, Jennifer said, how do you handle businesses? I have more business accounts that follow me than personal. You need to expand your network and find your tribe, find non-business accounts. Just like if you say, all that follows me are other coaches, go find your tribe. And so I don't obviously, I'm not gonna ask a business to like join my challenge group or whatever, so I just kind of ignore those. Okay, what is text replacement? Google it. iPhone text replacement. I don't know if Android has it or not, but it will change your entire life. I haven't posted the Slay of the Day sheet yet. All right, we're gonna stop there. So you've invited from likes. Now the next thing I want you to do is to go to your Instagram story. And again, you've got to be doing your job in terms of posting and sharing stories. And you guys, I will tell you that sharing Instagram stories it terrified me. It terrified me to see myself on camera. I felt like you could pose for a picture, but you can't hide from video. And it terrified me to talk into my stories. But I will say that Instagram stories have been another thing that have really driven and changed my business. And so sharing, I remember thinking like, no one's gonna care about my life. I'm so boring. I eat the same stuff every day. Like, who cares? And people really do. People invest in your life. So I want you to go to your story, and you probably want to go back to the oldest post that you have, because that's going to have the most views. So at the bottom, you can just click the seen by, and then you can go through there, and I want you to send an invite or a follow-up, a touch to anybody that is watching your stories that has not yet gotten an invite or a follow-up. Ready? Go. I'm going to type in here what we've done so far. And another tip, just like to sprinkle in tips while we're doing this. When you do your stories, to get new eyes on your stories, you can always tag places or hashtags, even if you're not in the place. Like, I'm in the South, so I feel like Southern girls are my tribe. And so for this, like, I just posted my work lunch or whatever. Underneath here, I can hashtag like clean eating and University of Alabama and Roll Tide and whatever, and put all of those underneath the text that's in there. So you can't see that I'm posting the location or hashtags or anything like that. It's all hidden behind, it's hard to do, it's all hidden behind this text. So that's another way that you can get new eyes on your stories. All right, and we have about 3.5 minutes left. We are still inviting from stories. Okay. When I go to a message or invite, I see I've already messaged them. I feel like I just don't have enough people to message. So if you've already messaged them and they haven't messaged you back, send them a follow-up and continue to engage with them. In a little bit, we're going to do something called 5 Free 1. You've probably heard of it. But if you've already messaged them and they haven't messaged you back, continue to follow up. And if they're not biting on the challenge group and the fitness journey, then just engage with them as a person and about their life and ask them questions that relate to them and kind of thing. So even if you've messaged somebody, I get asked a lot, how often do you follow up with people? Until they say yes or until they tell me to stop freaking following up. So, and then my other answer to that is if you feel like you've already messaged all of the people, I mean, right now, when I'm looking through my stories, a lot of these people are people that are my challengers or other coaches and things like that. But they're always the, like, hopefully, if you're doing your job, those new eyes. And also you can pick back up those conversations, but you've got to do your job for expanding your network. The first 5 minutes of this power hour, I feel like, are the most important, because if you're not expanding your network, you're not going to have those new people. When I first started coaching, I probably had less than 200 followers on Instagram. Here's our timer. I actually called myself the Instagrandma. I had coined myself the Instagrandma. I completely built my business from Facebook, from coach to 2-star diamond in like 56 days, so 2 months, from Facebook alone. I went through my Facebook friends list A to Z at least 3 times and invited every female that was on my friends list. And so in terms of Instagram, it is so much easier to expand your network on Instagram because people are so much nicer there. I feel like people just want followers. So if you're feeling you've got the same people and you've already messaged them, continue to follow up, but also make sure you're doing your job for expanding your network. And yes, I love it. And also, a lot of you guys are talking about Power Pockets. That's what I love about this tracker, is because I can literally throw this in my purse or whatever and just pull it out. When I say that I built my business in pockets of time from the car rider line, was the phrase that I used in my first year, because I was working full time and I'm behind the podium sometimes from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and I don't have an action hour. I have a coach that does a half-hour hustle. I didn't even have 5 minutes to wash my hair some days. And so taking this with me, and whenever I had 5 minutes in the car rider line or on the toilet or whatever, I just started doing some of these activities and would check off invites and things like that. And so pockets of time, you don't have to do an action hour to be a coach. You don't have to have an hour a day. I sure as heck didn't have an hour a day when I started coaching. Okay. Do you write down all the people who you send a Hey Girl invitation to, or do you wait for them to respond? Yes. So normally when I'm not running my mouth, I do 1 through 50, and 50 is my daily minimum. I either write them down here, and I like to write them down here because when I'm going through the next day to my likes and my stories, then there's just something about writing it down that you remember. So I remembered, like, I don't know what the person, Maddie G on Instagram, that I sent her a Hey Girl yesterday, and she's on here. So tomorrow she gets a follow up instead of a Hey Girl, and I would write her down. So I do like writing things down. I think there's a lot of accountability in counting invites. But if I don't write them down and I'm on the go, I will just do the check mark and use that. So yes. All right. Other questions? Okay, cool. Someone said about the following and unfollowing, because I was trying to expand daily. How do I decide who to unfollow? Google Captivate. I use Captivate and Cleaner, and I just don't overthink it. I have some coaches that it like hurts their feelings when their friends are following them back. I could literally care less. So if you're not, you can whitelist. So like, if there are other coaches that I look up to and want to follow them, or trainers or something like that, a Rachel Hollis is not going to follow me back, I will whitelist them, and then I just unfollow anybody who's not following me back, right? You want to invest in people who are invested in you. All right. We're going to talk about follow-ups in a little bit, and how long do you wait till follow-up after the invite the next day? If they got a hey girl and they didn't respond, they get that follow-up, and I'll repeat that in a minute. All right, so we did expanding our network for 5 minutes, 10 minutes of inviting from likes, 10 minutes of inviting from stories, and I'm going to cut it down to 5 minutes. I want you to invite from new followers. So go up to your page at this point. So we've invited likes, we've invited people who are watching your stories. I go that way because I feel like those are your warmest people, and I don't call people cold. I think Kate Schultes was on, but we have very similar mentalities, and that those people are lukewarm. Like, they're not cold. They have invested in your journey in some way. So take the fear out of it. Don't overthink it. Send them a hey girl. And some of you guys I'm not really big about starting a conversation and building a relationship on, like, what kind of dog do you have? I love your sweater. That's just not my personality. And I respect when people don't do the same to me. So I would just rather somebody come and say, hey, I've got this thing going on. Do you want to be a part of it? Yes or no? And then nurturing the relationship after that point. But I would rather somebody be really straightforward about what they want from me or what they have to offer than trying to disguise it behind building the relationship and then going for it. So I just go for it from the bat. Okay, so go to yours and go up to followers. And then now at this point, your most recent people who have just followed you are going to be up top. Send them a hey girl. And I know that may be terrifying. And some of you guys are going to ask, like, you don't wait, you don't comment, you don't know. Like, if they follow me, they know what I'm about. So they're going to get a hey girl. And that is where this step right here is where most of my new challengers come from, is brand new people who have followed me, and I reach out and invite them immediately. So invite from brand new likes. Okay, we are the same person, really. I mean, I'll take that as a compliment. You're one of my favorites. All right. Can you explain more about your touches versus invites? I don't, when I say invites, I count follow-ups, invites, either a hey girl or a follow-up. That counts as a touch. So I try to do minimum 50 touches every single day, Monday through Friday. What are your tips for not getting locked out from follow, unfollow on Captivate? You need to set, and again, Google this, you need to set your settings so that you're not going to go to Instagram jail. And I think the default is 90 seconds. I think you can get away with 60, but you need to set your settings in a way that I use night mode. Usually I actually at some points take the expanding my network out of my power hour. And my goal is to see how many invites or touches I can get done in an hour, because nothing is going to drive your business more than inviting. I mean, my coaches who are diamond and beyond invite at least 25 people a day. And so, you know, just the reality, and my phrase this year is, you've got to work for it as bad as you say you want it. And to me, what it took to get to an elite coach was inviting as many people as possible to share this gift with. So that's what I do. All right. But you do want to be careful not to follow more than 50 people in an hour. Also, if you're using text replacements and sending the hey girl, you want to change something up in your hey girl. So for me, I may say, instead of hey girl, I'll say hey and their name. And at the end, there's a compliment. So I say, I would love to have your whatever in the group. And I change it, your positivity, your light, your funny vibes, like whatever they're about, complimenting them in a personal manner. Because if you just copy and paste over and over, Instagram is going to put you in jail. And honestly, like, if that's the worst thing that happens to you today, like when I was running for Diamond and 2-star and whatever, it was my goal to go to jail every day. If I went to jail on Instagram, I would go over to Facebook and try to go to jail there. Like, that was just my goal. So if you send enough invites that you go to jail, then way to go, you did your job for the day. All right. what do you invite people to? Challenges, business opportunity, or both? It just depends where I am in my marketing plan for the week. So if I'm about to run a coach sneak peek, usually the week before the coach sneak peek, I'm inviting to the coach sneak peek opportunity. And the majority of the time, however, I do lead with the challenge group because you can't be a coach without taking care of yourself and being a product of the product. So a lot of times I do lead with the challenge group opportunity unless I'm right before a sneak peek, and then I'll do that. But it's never like, you know, again, don't overthink. There's never a rule that I have to be like, okay, this week it's only challenge group and this week it's only business. If I, like, while I was just doing that, I saw a girl that was like kind of already on a little fitness journey, but you could tell it wasn't ours. And I was like, girlfriend would make a good coach. And so I invited her to the coaching opportunity and not the challenge group opportunity, because if I invite her to the challenge group opportunity, she's going to say she's already on her own journey. But if I invite her to the coach opportunity and mention that, hey, you can take this lifestyle and consistency that you already have laid the foundation for and become an influencer and make some money doing this and help other people, then that's what she needed to get. So just use discretion. And we are still inviting or hey girling, touching from brand new followers. So it should be a hey girl. All right. What other questions? After you invite, then follow up. Do you see my invite? What's your next follow up? So it just depends on the person. Usually at that point, I go like deeper personal connection. So we're about to do it next. So I will try to comment on their photos. And I usually at that point, if they don't respond to the initial hey girl or the follow-up, I pull it outside of the challenge group. I'm not going to continue to be like, do you see my challenge group invite? How about my challenge group? Are you going to do my challenge group? That's when it's time for me to pull back and connect as a person. And then just know that if I'm doing my job and I'm sharing my picture, my transformations and my lifestyle, those people come back eventually. I had 2 people this week, a girl from elementary school and a girl from college, that I literally invited almost a year and a half ago when I started this journey. And they just now joined me this week. And so I think a lot of times you just got to do the work in the beginning and send them an invite and then the follow up, and then continue to engage on their page and comment and things like that. But if you're doing your job, they all come back eventually. They do. So, all right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 10 minutes to 5-3-1. And I will be really transparent and honest and say that I resisted this for so long because I felt like I could just use this time to invite my little heart out and send more invites and not do this, because this next part does take some time. And so for me, that's what I have my 1 through 50 right here. And then I have 1 through 10 right here, because this is going to take time. And in your 10 minutes, you probably on average are going to get about 10. But these people are going to be really important. And so this is called 5-3-1. And what you want to do is you want to like 5 of their pictures. You want to comment valuable comments on 3 of their posts. And by valuable comments, I mean a valuable comment is something that's probably at least 5 words. So instead of, I like your sweater, where'd you get it? Or that color really brings out something, or whatever. It's like, I like your dog, what kind of breed is it? I just got one, mine doesn't sleep through the night, or something like that. Like, you want to, at this point, when you 5-3-1, because when somebody goes back to their little Instagram heart notifications and they see 5 to 8 notifications from somebody, I know if somebody does that to me, I go to their profile and I'm like, who are you? What are you about? And why did you just blow up my page? Kind of thing. And so it's going to prompt people to look at your page. And if you've done your job and you've got transformations and you're sharing your journey and your story, and you're beyond Beachbody on there, you're a person with a story and a gift to give, then, and also, and it says this in the bat, but make sure when you're sharing products, so on here, it talks about, where is it? Product use with no brand name. Do not call programs by program names. Do not say Energize. Do not say Shakeology. For me, I call it my mom crack, and I get messages every day that are like, what is mom crack and where can I get some? And my tribe needs mom crack, right? And so don't call things by name, but if you've done your job, this 531 is going to help. So right now, for the next 10 minutes, I want you to find people, and again, don't overthink. I know the questions are coming. So the 531 has to be somebody with a public profile. So people who maybe not your brand new followers, but your people that maybe this is where it comes into play, where you've already hey girled, you've sent them the follow up, they're still liking your junk, they're still watching your stories, and you can see it. They just need like that extra push, I guess, from you. This is where that comes into play. So your followers that maybe you hey girled and followed up and they haven't responded, but they're still lurking, they need to get a 531 connection. I also use 531 connections for people who I want or think would make great coaches. I take a little bit more time in investing in the front end on people that I think would make great coaches and influencers. And so those people would get 531. So that's what I use the purpose of my 531. People that have been hey girled and followed up but are still lurking. And then people who either have public profiles or my followers that I feel like would make great coaches. So 531. Also track these. There's a reason. So it's okay if you just do check marks for the 1 through 50 that you did. But I do want these 531 connections. I do want you to write down every single Instagram handle or name of these people that you 531. There's a purpose. Are they gonna know we're creeping and block us if we comment on photos from 2018 and older? I would keep the comments to more recent pictures because you don't want it to be like, wow, this person Insta-stalked me all the way back to 2017. So you probably want to keep it recent. Good question, Stephanie. The 531. So 531, it's like 5, comment 3. And if you're not following this person, you should follow them. The 1 will come into play tomorrow. So 5-3 today. I'm gonna not show her name, but here's an example. Somebody that's gotten a hey girl and a follow up and they haven't responded, they've seen it, but now I'm gonna go 5-3 her. All right, and we have about 3 more minutes. Yeah, John said if they don't have anything recent, we really don't want them anyways because they're not so active on social media. I don't know that if I would put it that way because you never know. I mean, I was, like I said, I was Instagramma, and I'm not even sure that I knew that there was an Instagram inbox that you could get messages to. So if somebody had sent me one, I probably would have been like, oh, cool. Who is this? What is this? And checked on them. But especially for coaching and things like that, you do want it to be somebody who's more active. That's like when I told you guys to expand that network and you go not to the followers, but you go to the people who have liked or commented on that post within the last 24 hours, because you know those are people that are actively engaged. All right, what if you have already 531'd that person and they are still following stories every day but won't respond to all the Hey Girls messages? I've even asked her what she likes to see most or wants to see more of on my feed, and she doesn't respond. Honestly, I think that probably you need to maybe mark her down for a once a month connection after that. I mean, I think there comes a point after the Hey Girl, the follow up, and the 531, then I usually just kind of have this list of people that I know. And on Instagram, if you have a business Instagram, which you should, you can do the little flag. So I flag like if you've got a flag, those are people I know like this that I need to follow up with. And so I would just once a month, maybe the week before your challenge group starts, just check in, and maybe every other month, like connect and then drop the challenge. You don't want it to be the challenge group all the time. But with some people, just like those 2 people I told you from elementary school and college, sometimes you just have to bless and release people and know that you can't, it's not about when you're ready, it's about when they're ready. And you don't want somebody to join you before they're ready to commit. And so your job really is to just continue to connect and to continue to show up. And that person, if they're still watching your stories, then they're probably going to come around eventually. All right. And what do you do normally? Instagram on your team, but they aren't on Facebook. Especially if they're going to coach, like, Facebook's a non-negotiable. You should at least create one for the team page, the champions page, the 411 page, all of the things that coaching entails. So I have challengers that are just on Instagram, and you can do the challenge app or just one-on-one with them, but coaches need to be on Facebook. All right. So I'm going to stop that. We are running out of time. So the next things that I'm going to tell you guys to do is 5 minutes of following up. So for me on my Instagram, if you go to my bio, there I have a Linktree link, and people can fill out a Google form. So usually I take this next 5 minutes to go back through, and anybody who's filled out the Google form, and I've sent them my email, but they haven't responded with their selections or something like that, or I go to share a cart and I'll go to view status and the people who have viewed but not purchased. I spend this time following up with people. So in my process of inviting or touching from, it sounded bad, inviting from likes, stories, and new followers, those likes and stories, a lot of those touches are follow-ups because they've liked and they've already gotten a Hey Girl, so then they get a follow-up. So I do kind of a double follow-up because the follow-up is really important. And so at this point, I do follow-ups to my email inbox or my share a cart. Anybody who, I know you guys probably experienced this, you send the share a cart and then forever and don't check out. And so I really try to follow up with those people as well. And those people I follow up with, every couple days until a challenge group starts to check in and let them know because they were interested at one point. So you do. And to give you hope, my coach had to share a cart out on me for 4 months before I actually joined her. And I joined with a BOD free trial. So there is hope for people that do things like me. Thank you for being patient with me, Emily. All right, so follow up for the next couple minutes. I'm trying to be good with time. I don't want to go too far over. If you have any this is your last chance. So if you have any last minute questions, please comment them here. And I will also, I'm going to comment everything that we did. So the power hour broken down by each thing and how many minutes. We'll also post my Slay the Day. It is literally the business activity tracker, but in a daily version. But I still do utilize that. And so for my team, I actually have them, I call it the text effect. So a lot of people ask, I know when they announced our team on the 411 call, when we went from 2-star to elite, they said 2 to 7-star in 1 week. And I was like, oh no, like there was a lot more than that. But one of the things that our team saw success in was the sisterhood and what I call the text effect. And so my coaches who were willing to work for it, and they wanted it. They didn't just say they wanted it. They were going to prove that they were working. They get put in a text strand. And every single day, and not all of them use the Slay the Day. Some of them use other things or the business activity tracker, but daily we are checking in with each other. So in the business activity tracker, it says recognize achievement and stuff like that. And I have in mind, so we do the invites, the personal development, follow 50, 531 at least 10. We did that. Challenge group check-in. I actually just schedule my challenge group prompts on Sunday evenings, and then I go in there, and if I've done these things, once I've done, I'll do my sweaty selfie or whatever. Coaching activities for me are leaderboards or shouting people out on Instagram stories and things like that. I have a group of coaches that do a sunrise squad, and I try to hop on with them, but I'm not a morning person. So when I do hop on with them, we like tag each other and recognize each other that way. But leaderboards have been huge. And then in that text strand, I have in my little notebook everybody who's in it, and if they've signed or if they've posted their tracker for the day. And so recognizing people consistently building their business. So this is daily, weekly. So the way that this runs and the way we did it when we were in kind of the test group is on Wednesday night by midnight, the business activity tracker is due for the week. So even if you do these daily, this is due for the week. And I actually added 2 things that weren't on the Slay the Day. I'll post the updated one for you guys. But I also added check your back office, because I don't think enough people check their back office on a daily basis. You know, you wait until Wednesday night or whatever, or Thursday morning, and you're surprised. So checking your back office every single day is really important. And then I also added down here AOI, areas of improvement, because even with this, I love when I tested this out, there are things on here that like I thought I was doing, but I could do better. And so it's not enough just to check the boxes. You've got to reflect on, okay, what am I doing well and what can I do better in my business? And for me, a lot of it is, everybody's going to have a strong area, right? For me, my strong suit is inviting. I invite my face off, but I struggle with drinking water and things like that. And so you always want to look for areas of improvement as well. So I don't know if we can add that on here, but I added it for my team, is areas of improvement and checking that back office. And then, so after you do those follow-ups, the last thing I do is coach activities. So I do a leaderboard or shout somebody out, something like that. I'll get in my I have a text strand for my coaches, or I'll go live in my team page or something like that, but coach some type of activity to pour into your coaches every single day. And that is pretty much it. But I guess my key takeaway is these are the activities that are going to build your business. The posting on your timeline and stories and all of that, that's going to have credibility. But, and I think Kate said it really well at Super Saturday or Super Weekend, when she talked about when you post on your timeline an invite to a party you're having at your house, you know, people are like, oh, is that really for me? And they're intimidated. But if you private message them an invite to the party at your house and tell them something that they can bring, then they're more likely to come to your party. And so these activities are what is going to drive your business, and not just doing them sometimes, it's doing them day in and day out in a consistent manner. And then I know one thing in terms of coaching and helping your coaches, my husband told me when we were kind of stuck at 2-star forever and ever. And he said, instead of telling them what to do, why don't you show them what you are doing? Instead of telling them what to do, why don't you show them what you are doing? And so that's when I created that Slay the Day and our text strand and started with that daily accountability, because there's so many resources out there, but I think we sometimes get lost and we overthink and we get overwhelmed, when in reality, it's just these daily actions that could literally take you an hour a day or pockets of 5 minutes throughout your day, and you will build a thriving business. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will post those resources and hope to see everybody soon at Summit. Bye.
Looks like we lost most people. Emma and Allison are still here. So hey guys.
Hello.
How did that go? Did you guys work?
Yeah, I've
Good.
actually somebody talking to me now. So.
Good. So a quick tip, when you're doing your power hour, don't get stuck in a conversation. So if someone replies to you, don't go look at it.
Okay.
That was one of my biggest mistakes in the beginning, is that I would be doing my power hour, someone would reply, and then all of a sudden I wouldn't be inviting anymore. And I'd get stuck in one conversation that might go nowhere, when I could have had 30 conversations that 10 might go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing I do suggest. I just found it. No problem, Emma. I recorded this, so I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and I'll stick it in our team page. It usually takes a little while, so it'll probably be tomorrow before it'll be on YouTube. But I think that this structure was really good, and she put a lot of tips in there, like don't talk about program names, don't talk about Beachbody, don't talk about Energize, and that kind of stuff. She talked about not leading with emotion and just doing it, and not letting this be like not leading with fear, just kind of going with it and stuff. So I really, really liked her structure. My phone is sitting on this and it's killing me. But I have my why written down, but where to post it. Your why can be posted in our training group, but also your why is something that you're going to want to share and retell and post about all the time. Like, why are you doing this? Why would other people want to do this? What exactly is your motives behind this? So I share my why often and different every single time. So like it's the same thing but said differently every single time. But yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. It's 9:30. This was an hour and a half, so long, so longer than I was expecting. But if you guys still have work to do, I can encourage you to keep going. We have a whole another day left in this month. If you have any questions, like I want you to make sure that you reach out to me and never like hesitate to reach out with questions. I want to hear your questions. Anything else? All right.
You said the challenge packs are $20 off if it's over 150?
Over 150 starting June 1st.
June 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I wouldn't really talk about that yet until June 1st, because you don't want to like limit yourself from anybody who might purchase tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I would talk about it starting June 1st for sure.
Okay.
All right. All righty. Well, you guys have a great night, and I will be talking to you guys soon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.